if you didn't know, the title of my lesson today is Giving Yourself Permission. Giving yourself permission. And so I want to start the way that I always do when we come together, by letting you know that we are one. One in love, one in spirit, one in truth, and one in God. So again, the barrier-breaking key for this month is give yourself permission. And I think that song by Karen Drucker really got your juices flowing for this idea of giving yourself permission as I move into this lesson this morning. Because giving yourself permission is an important key to helping you overcome and break through your barriers. And if you remember, this whole year, what are we working on? Breaking through our barriers. So let's look at this idea of giving yourself permission, and let's actually start out with a wonderful definition by Mr. Webster. So Mr. Webster defines permission as the authority, the right, the ability to do something that is given by someone who has the power to decide if it will be allowed or permitted. Does anybody want to add to anything to that definition of permission? Because that's what Mr. Webster says permission is. Anybody want to add anything to that definition? Y'all good with it? All right. So let's look at this definition again, but let's look at it a little closely. The authority, the right, or the ability to do something is given by someone who has the power to decide if it will be allowed or permitted. Now, I believe that God is the supreme and highest authority. And when I say God, I want to remind you that we use the term the universe, infinite intelligence, the law, the all, source, divine mind, spirit, absolute truth, because those are all synonyms for God. And so if I look at that definition again, then I can clearly see that God is the ultimate authority that has the right, the ability, and the power to decide, to allow or permit what is given to someone. And when it comes to the universe, what is given is everything that exists, the visible and the invisible, all that is now, forever, and forevermore, and will ever be. So, all right, I don't want to get ahead of myself. So let me break this down. God is no respecter of persons, and what is given to one is given to all. There's no favor with God. So you can't be more blessed than anybody else. I'm going to say that again. You can't be more blessed than anybody else. Because I know you hear people walking around talking about, oh, I'm blessed. Oh, I'm so blessed. God is blessing me. So the implication is that God is blessing me, but he may not be blessing you. So I want you to understand, there's no favor in God. You're all blessed. God does not deny anyone anything ever at any time. God can never say no. The all has already given us everything that we are going to need. Because everything that you can ever want, need, or desire has already been provided to you. It already exists right here and right now in that realm of pure potentiality. So you may not see it. You may not be able to feel it, experience it at this moment, but it's here. It exists right here, right now, and that realm of invisible potentiality, of pure potentiality, waiting to be fulfilled by you. So all of the good, all of the love, all of the joy, all of the peace, all of the health, all of the abundance, all of the creative ideas, it already exists right here and right now for each and every one of us. And God has already granted each of us the ultimate and divine permission to access all of it. I don't think y'all heard what I just said. I said God has already granted each of us the ultimate and divine permission to access all of it. Because God is the ultimate authority, simply because God as principle is the Lord or the law, and there is no other. So this means that there's no interference, no hindrance, no limitations, no conditions, no thing that gets in the way of your experiencing your highest and greatest good. It is just 100% absolute and unequivocal permission granted by God. But I know somebody sitting there. But somebody's sitting there saying, Reverend Sharon, that's not what I'm experiencing in my life. I'm experiencing blocks and obstacles and challenges and plenty of no's, and things are just not happening for me in my life. Well, here's what you need to understand. Each of us and all of creation live, move, and have our being in this divine mind. God works through you as you permit. I'm going to say that again. As you permit all that God is to express and to flow in your life. You permit it. God can only do for you what you allow God to do through you.
Maybe that sounds easier said than done.
Oh, but it's your job to receive as truth that authority of God's permission. That's your job. You are the one that stands at the door of your own consciousness, and you permit or you refuse God's entry into your consciousness. You have to permit it. You have to allow God to fully express in and through you. But here's what we do instead. We reject the concept of divine permission by allowing our barriers to prevent us from expressing and experiencing our good. We block our granted permission that God has already given us by holding on to negative thoughts, false beliefs, and unconstructive attitudes and patterns. But the choice is always yours. No, the choice is always yours, because everything is a choice. So the choice is always yours, and you will manifest your good according to your spiritual choices you make and your ability to break through your barriers. Those are the choices that you make. It's your choice. Your barriers, whatever they may be, they restrict your potential and they hinder your personal development. They can range from that inner voice inside you and those thoughts that run through on a repetitive and constant tape, running in your mind, telling you that you're not smart enough, you're not good enough, you're not worthy, you're not deserving. Or maybe they're those beliefs that come from your past experiences, those challenges that you had, or your traumas. Or maybe they are those societal, cultural, or familial expectations and comparisons with others that tell you who you should be, how you should act, what you should be doing, and who you should be doing it with. Maybe it's some of that. Because whatever those barriers are, they are the very things that keep us in our comfort zone instead of giving ourselves permission to take risk and pursue our goals, our dreams, and our purpose in life. There's a beautiful quote by Ernest Holmes, the author of Science of Mind, and it says, "There is a power for good in the universe available to anyone, and you can use this power for good in your life." It's available to anyone, and you can use it. So, as a truth student and a metaphysician, if you believe that there's a power for good in the universe that's available to you, and that you can use this power for good in your life, then why are you experiencing something that doesn't look good, that doesn't feel good, because of your barriers? Why are you allowing your barriers to keep you from experiencing all of that available good whenever you want? I think that's a legitimate question. So let me phrase it a different way. Why are you giving your barriers the power and authority to keep you from experiencing your good?
Because it's what you know.
Ah! So let me ask you a different question. If you don't have to wait for God's permission to have more good in any area of your life, because as a divine spiritual being, you've already been granted that permission, then why haven't you given yourself permission to receive what you want? I want you to breathe on that question. And I want you to sit with that for a moment. Because that's kind of deep.
Yeah. Okay.
Receiving. It's already been given to you. You just have to receive it. Because if God already gave you permission to live the life you desire, and everything you need or could ever need has already been provided, then why are you not experiencing something that feels like it's not enough? That you're not enough, that you don't have what you want, that you'll never have it, that it's too late for you to have it, that what you want is not for you, that it's your mother's fault, your father's fault, society's fault, you had a rough childhood, life is unfair, I'm too old, I'm too black, I'm too young, I need more education, I need more time, I need more help, Whatever the story is that you're telling yourself about why you aren't worthy, deserving, or don't have what you desire, it's a story. It's not the truth. And you have the power to change the narrative and to create a new story by giving yourself permission to break through your barriers. Because when you give yourself permission, you're giving yourself authority over the false beliefs, the negative thoughts, the undesirable, repetitive patterns, and those barriers that you hold on to consciously and unconsciously. So what does it mean to give yourself permission? What does that mean? It means that you are willing to unlock the door of limitless possibilities and giving yourself the permission that you deserve to live the life that you desire. It means embracing your dreams, becoming the best version of yourself, and living a life of purpose, joy, and fulfillment. See, I don't know whether you know this or not, but you are meant to express your highest and greatest good and to be the conduit through which more and more good enters the world. But in order for you to experience that, you have to give yourself permission. Permission to express that good. Permission to receive that good. Permission to be that good. You have the power to give that permission to yourself. So, what are the barriers that you need to give yourself permission to break through? Can you bring one or two of them to mind right now? I want you to bring one or two of those barriers that you need to give yourself permission to break through to your mind. Bring them to the forefront of your mind. Because here's what I want to remind you of. Because I've already said this to you before when we've talked about barriers. Because that barrier, no matter what it is merely a thought. It is a belief. It is not absolute truth. Therefore, the only power that it has is the power that you give it. Because you have left it unchallenged and it has become comfortable in your consciousness. That limiting thought and belief simply created a self-imposed barrier that has kept you from seizing opportunities, from recognizing and releasing your innate divine potential so that you can manifest your highest and greatest good. See, giving yourself permission is not about anybody else but you. It doesn't matter whether somebody else agrees, that they understand, or they believe in what it is that you're trying to do. It is your path, your journey, and your goals. And you are already fully supported by the universe. So what other support and understanding do you need? Give yourself permission to step into your divine spiritual power. Permission to confidently step into it, to allow it, to claim it, to proclaim it. Not just because you're worthy and you deserve it, but because it has been divinely and authoritatively granted by God. Now breathe into that. Let me say that again, because I don't think you really got that. I said, give yourself permission, not just because you're worthy and you deserve it, but because it has already been divinely and authoritatively granted by God.
Yeah, that's a lot.
That's a hell of a lot.
That's a lot.
So on behalf of God, as this human spiritual being expressing on this earth plane, let me be the first person to grant you permission to go on ahead and break through your barriers. Because there ain't nothing holding you back but you. So go ahead. Give yourself permission to live your life with passion and purpose, with a clear vision, and in alignment with absolute truth. I dare you.
Okay.
I dare you
That part.
to give yourself permission. To give yourself permission to stand in your divine spiritual power and receive your good, all of it. Permission to dream, to take action, and to be patient with yourself, and to expect what is yours by divine right. Permission to free yourself from whatever it is that binds you, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, physically, financially, and relationally. Permission to release shame and guilt and beating yourself up all the time. Permission to live life fully and to be who and what you truly are. Permission to make space in your life for fill in the blanks, whatever it is you want to make space in your life for. Permission to have what you desire. Permission to seek professional help because you need it and you can't do it by yourself. Permission to be open and receptive. Permission to keep moving forward even when you're feeling afraid. Permission to heal and be at peace with yourself. Permission to forgive and to be forgiven. Permission to not be perfect. Permission to start over right where you are right now. Permission to release what no longer serves you with love and gratitude. Permission to ask for what you desire and to assert what you don't want. Permission to move from dreaming to doing. Permission to love yourself through this process of growth and healing. Permission to approach your challenges and to empower your faith. And lastly, permission to acknowledge fear, to learn from fear, but not give fear the power that it never deserved. I don't think y'all got that one. Permission to acknowledge fear, to learn from fear, but not give fear the power that it has never deserved. So I've done all of this talking about giving yourself permission and breaking through your barriers. But I haven't told you the most important thing you need to know in order to give yourself permission. So what is the key to giving yourself permission?
Acceptance.
It is to agree, to accept, and to act. When you understand that you already have been granted permission from God, the highest authority that there is, then you have to first agree with God. Agree with God that what you desire is already provided and it's already yours. Then second, you have to accept. You got that right, Dee Dee. Accept that your desire is already provided and that it's already yours. And then number three, you got to act on it. You have to take action to manifest your desires based on divine inspiration. So that means turning within, turning inward, listening to spirit, and being open to its guidance and direction. Not playing interference when spirit tells you to do something. Not thinking it over, because that's not your job. Because that's just showing me that you don't trust God. So it's just taking divinely inspired action. Doing what you're told, when you're told to do it. Move left when they say move left, not move right because you think that's the way to go. Living True family and friends, what is waiting on you to be set free? And do you have the courage to give yourself permission to break your barriers? Because if you do, then I just want you to say it out loud. I want you to say, I am willing to give myself permission.
I am willing to give myself permission.
No, I don't believe that. Say it again.
I am willing to give myself permission.
I don't believe that. Again.
I am willing to give myself permission.
Okay, so that sounds to me like you have something that you need to do. You got to do your spiritual work. And knowing me, you already know that I got that covered. I got your spiritual work for you to do. So I put together a permission slip that's going to work for us with our lesson today. It's in that little packet you have in front of you. And it actually incorporates the use of an affirmation, using the power of the spoken word, and rewiring and engaging the neural pathways in your brain by writing in cursive writing. Because everything that you're going to write on that permission slip, you're going to write it in cursive writing. Because again, that's going to rewire and engage your neural pathways in your brain when you write in cursive writing. And it's also going to put your reticular activating system to work for you as you change your barriers, which are those negative thoughts, beliefs, and patterns, into absolute truth. And if you don't remember my lesson on reticulating activating systems, go back in our archives and look for that important lesson from 2022. So let's take a look at that permission slip together, okay? And again, when you fill it out, so I want you to make a copy of it, but when you fill it out, because you're going to use it one per barrier. And it's also going to be uploaded and on our website, so you can access it if you want to just pull a clean copy. It's on the website to print out. It's on our Breaking Barriers page. We've already done that for you, so you can print it out and use it for each barrier, okay? So you're going to take that permission slip home, you're going to complete it, and then you and your accountability partner is going to go over that permission slip together. But I'm going to go over it with you now so that you understand exactly what you're going to do, all right? So that first line says, this is the barrier that I desire to break. So in this example, I'm going to say the barrier is financial lack and instability. Because sometimes we all have, you know, those cycles where we experience financial lack and instability. So that's a barrier that we may want to overcome. So I want to write that in cursive, financial lack and instability. then this is the truth about the barrier I desire to break. Here's the truth. There is no lack. Abundance is all around me. There can be no lack in God because God is all and is the source of all. That's what I know to be true, to be the absolute truth about this false idea of lack and limitation. And then it says, affirm and declare. So here's what I'm going to write. I give myself permission to break this barrier of financial lack and instability. I agree with God. I accept the truth of my freedom from this barrier. I take divinely inspired action. I agree with God that there is no lack or limitation in God, so there cannot be any lack in my consciousness. I agree with God that God has already provided all that I could ever need. It is already provided and exists in abundance, and it is already mine. I accept that abundance and prosperity is all around me. It is already provided, and it is already mine. And just standing here, I can see evidence of that abundance all around me. The trees, the leaves, the grass, the air. That's the evidence for me to see, visible, that it's already present. And then that last one, I take the following actions to break the barrier that I desire to break. So here's what I would write. I visualize and feel myself at one with abundance. I sit in nature and ponder the abundance all around me. I give thanks for the flow of money substance into my life. I'm thankful for the bills and write thank you, God, for the money to pay my bills in full. I joyfully and lovingly circulate my abundance and tithe to Living Truth 365, knowing that it returns back to me in abundance. So that's the idea of how we should fill out that permission slip, okay? So again, you're gonna take it home, complete it, download it from the website, and then you and your accountability partners will go over your permission slips together. That's the work that you're gonna do for each barrier. So I want to leave you with a quote by Mitch Gray. And actually that quote is in the handout that you have on the other side of the announcements page. It says, when you learn to give yourself permission to dream, to act, to move, to live, to breathe, and have full being, you are giving yourself the permission to fully exist in this life. That permission of full and complete existence will open doors of opportunity beyond your wildest dreams. It will heal you. It will complete you. It will raise your sense of being to a level of awareness and thought that you have never felt. Living True family and friends, God has already given you the ultimate and divine permission for anything that you could ever desire. Accept it, agree with it, and take inspired action. Give yourself permission to break through your barriers and start living your life the way that God has already given you the power and the authority to do. Go ahead. It's all right. It's not even going to hurt you, not even a little bit. Give yourself permission. And so it is.
All right. Then guys, it's coming back. I know we haven't had it in a while. Truth and trending topics with the Rev. We have a lot that has happened. So we're going to go ahead and do that on the 21st of July at 11 a.m. You all don't want to miss it. If there are any topics that you all, that may have happened, that you all want to hear our perspective from a truth and spiritual perspective, please text us, email us, call one of the Revs, let us know. We'll go ahead and see if we can include it in the discussion that we have. Of course, guys, the truth trekking. Because we out here, right? We out here in nature. So the truth trekking on the 20th at 8 a.m., because you know it's hot now, so we're going to try to get it done early. So at 8 a.m. at Cockerville Park, July 20th, it's down there in Chattahoochee Hills. It's a beautiful park. It is an amazing waterfall. Y'all don't want to miss it. I mean, when we scouted it, we had to stop and put our feet in water. It was amazing. So you don't want to miss that at Cockerville Park on Saturday, July 20th at 8 a.m. Don't forget, guys, our Breaking Barrier call, our Friday No Barrier calls that we have at 7 a.m. It's from 7 to 7:15. It's really quick. It's just where we check in with one another, see how we're doing as we are breaking these barriers, as we are giving ourselves permission to break through these barriers. Reminder, Sunday, July 28th, no service. No service on Sunday, July 28th. That's your time to go ahead and break those barriers. Go ahead and give your permission. Go do something fun on that day. Then also want to let you know, our breaking barrier activity that we have is doing whitewater rafting, guys. Whitewater rafting. You know in the heat? You'll be feeling good. Some whitewater rafting. The Chattahoochee Whitewater Rafting for Beginners is a classic trip. Really easy, really fun. It's down near Columbus, Georgia. And it will be on the 27th of July.
They have the handout.
You all have it in your handout. Please let us know. We'll talk to you guys after service for all of them. You're wanting to come and willing to come. All the information to sign up for it is there, what to bring and what to wear. But it's our opportunity. Give yourself permission to do something different, do something fun. Do something where you're cool, get washed off, and get cleansed in the water.
Face your fear.
Columbus, Georgia. Yeah. Go ahead and put your feet in the water. Go ahead and get some cleansing and stuff like that. So it's a great fun, great time. That'll be on the 27th. So we'll talk to each of you afterwards to get more information on how we're going to gather as far as that is concerned. So I want you to save a couple of dates, guys. August is always a big month for us, right? Because it's anniversary month, right? It's a big month for us. So 2 things we want you to save the date for. Saturday, August 10th. Saturday, August 10th, we're having game night, guys. We're going to come and have fun. We're going to go ahead and slap some bones. We're going to run some Boston. We're going to go ahead and play some ping pong and shoot some pool and all that kind of stuff. 2 of our wonderful congregation members are hosting it at their home.
Their beautiful home.
Grateful. We're absolutely grateful to
Yes. Thank you. Thank you.
So that is going to be on Saturday, August 10th. You all don't want to miss it. Let's just go ahead and have fun. The key for that month is be childlike. So we're going to have fun. We might even play hopscotch, jump rope, who knows what we're going to do. We just don't have fun
18,
on that
good.
day.
Okay.
So join us. Please save the date. We'll keep giving you more information as it comes.
Change the date to
And then,
10th
guys,
of August.
I'm
gonna put it in my phone.
Do we know
Good.
the time for that? Remember, Sharon? The time.
No, that's to be determined yet. We'll know next week.
We'll let you all know. Just save the date. Put a pin in it. We're going to have fun all day. So just set aside the day.
Yeah, I gotta give us a time
All right,
frame.
and then Sunday, August 25th is anniversary Sunday. Sunday, August 25th is anniversary Sunday. We are still looking to see what we're going to do for you guys. We have a couple ideas, so just stay tuned, but just save that day. Put a pin in that day. We're going to have some fun on that day as well, because what? The key is be childlike. So we're still going to have some fun on the 25th as well. So save those 2 dates for us, and we'll make sure that we have a good old time for those 2 dates, okay? Is there anything else that I missed?
I can't think of anything else.
All right, Reverend Sharon, why don't you come on up and do our closing affirmation?
Closing affirmation.
Affirmation.
Y'all know what to do. You know what it is. You know what? I want you to stand up for this. So it is our barrier-breaking affirmation that we've been using all year. And I want us to say it together 3 times. So I want you to say it twice, and then before you say the 3rd time, I want you to just take a deep breath, and then I want you to take in all of this wonderful energy and vibration that's all around you out here in nature as we are gathering in this park, and just feel this energy around you as you repeat it for that 3rd and last time. Okay? Let's go. There are no barriers in God. Therefore, there can be barriers in me. There are no barriers in God. Therefore, there are no barriers in me. Take a deep. Y'all didn't breathe. Hey, breathe. Let's go one last time. I want you to breathe. Take it all in. Take it all in. The trees, the air, the sun, the sunshine. This vibration and energy of abundance that's all around you that's telling you to go ahead and give yourself permission. Because you know what? Them trees ain't worried about anything. The grass ain't worried about anything. It didn't worry about whether it had rain last night or rain today, whether the sun is shining and the sun didn't shine. It's just being and allowing. So give yourself this moment to recognize this truth for yourself. Repeat it again, please. There are no barriers in God. Therefore, there can be no barriers in me. And so it is.